Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I've got a pretty rough rack, unbalanced with only one vowel, lots of R's, and a couple of good scoring tiles. So, what to do? If opponent plays an O, I could play Zorro, which would address many of the issues on the rack. I'd like to play off, well, either or both of Z and K. Ibex takes a V in front, no O for Zorro, no A for Aroth or Razor. So, what do I have? I have Zerk, which has some merit. Retaining duplicate R isn't terrible, triplicate R pretty bad. This plays off Z and K, one of them gets tripled. I'm obstructing a double-double lane. 26 points is okay, and the rack leave is okay. I'm going with this. And I draw a V for Vibex. Still the solitary vowel that I had on my initial rack, so I'm glad I retained that. I could have made a ZO play in row G on my opening move, but that would have retained 3 R's. So what am I going to do with this rack? Again, 2 scoring tiles. Well, I guess the play of Vor would be okay. Vor and Vibex, getting value from the X and the B. Leaving 4 consonants, which isn't great. I guess an alternative would be to play horns. Now, I do have an S for going on the end of Zerk, but horns is the best I can see, and that doesn't get doubled. 26 points. 24 for Vor. Now, do I have anything in column 11 ending OX? I don't. I'm really hampered by having only one vowel. So, I think that's pretty much all the options considered. 21 for opponent, that's good. Good for me, and that opponent is not racing away while my rack is problematic. So this is what I'm thinking of. Vor, this rack leave is pretty good apart from the lack of vowels. If I draw 2 vowels, I'll be very close to a bingo. I don't think opponent's play has created anything great for me. I'm going with this, and I do draw 2 vowels. So do I have a bingo? No duplicate, so certainly a promising looking rack, but no E either. From a T, I would have trahizon. But do I have a 7? I'm not seeing one. Where are the floaters? R is a floater, just. K isn't. Unless part of a 9-letter play. So this rack plus R and K. Nope, not seeing anything. Now, do I have an ING play? Well, I think orangish is good, and I don't think this has an anagram, but I think this is good. Orangish for 67. Yes, it is. Fantastic. Wow, and I'm back again to having only one vowel. Maybe they'll all come out at the end. Or perhaps opponent is being plagued with them. But it really hampers bingo prospects, as well as non-bingo options. So there is a vowel in column 8. Do I have a play through that? And I'm looking to play off the W, split up the duplicate N. I have GNOW, which sorts the rack out, but for a very, very low score. I have endow. That's nice. achieves the goals I mentioned and scores handily. Now, do I have anything in column 15 through the H? W and H do go well together, but I can't reach the triple word square. Now, Vor and Zerk only take an S. I don't have one. Just wondering if I have an ing word, were an I to be available, but I don't. Now, what about the vowel in the I vowel in orangish? Yeah, I have wing in that spot. I have, well, if I had an S, I would have wings, but wing isn't bad, leaving tend, and it's over 20 points. Opponent taking a while with this play. Are they about to bingo? So I haven't seen anything through this H. What about a play at the top, landing on it? No, nothing. Z only takes an S. K doesn't take an E. Now another vowel in Vibex is available, so I have wind through that. I have gwine, Gwine. It doesn't score very much, but these options around the board do mean that I am playing, not changing, and therefore scoring. 15 minutes on opponent's clock, 18 on mine, so super long think by opponents. Maybe they've got a bingo and are looking for a 999 timer. My lead, just 40 points. So, endow or winged? 27 points for endow, keeping GNT, pretty good. Only 22 for wing, keeping dent. Yeah, opponent does have a bingo and very good letters, so may well have been looking for something through the H. 83 points. There is an I for an ing ending word. Interesting, so I could do this. Wending for 28, which is bigger than any score I've seen. It's not providing very much, given that 3 triple word squares are already available and G is covering the double letter square. 28 points. Yeah, and one of my options has been taken out, the wing option, so it was just endow. And I don't, for a very similar score, and I don't think G and N help the T massively. So I am going with this. Wow, and tile turnover has paid off. It's not always a good thing, but one of the plus points of tile turnover is increasing the likelihood of drawing a blank. So I have Uthika with the blank as an H. And I'm not sure that plays anywhere. So I have Uthiki, I think, through the H as a 999 timer. Will that stay available? Will opponent be attracted to the triple word square at the bottom? Gosh, that would be fantastic. Just have to wait on opponent. So, supposing that dream bingo is blocked, what else do I have? Do I have anything in row M ending with an E? Or anything at the bottom through this G? Oh, an opponent blocks Uthiki. What a shame. Fortunately, only 12 points. Now, I need to look in earnest for a bingo. I do have Uthika in column 6, making U and OR. That sticks an A in the middle of row O. I'd like to find something better. Now, B plays through an L, but I don't think there are any floaters on the board. Yeah, there's the R, but that's a face value bingo, so I'm really looking for sevens. Well, foot race through an R, but that doesn't go. Well, that's Uthika. Now, is there anything with the L? Not that I can see. Gosh, some of these racks look quite promising, so I could be missing bingos. No, not seeing anything. Well, Ectozoa is good. Well, that actually plays here. Ectozoa for 68 doesn't get doubled, but avoids providing easy access to a triple word square. Z is the blank, so I'm not creating anything super hot at the bottom of column 8. Yeah, and Uthika doesn't play in any spot there. I am going with this. And I'm back to a single vowel, but I do have the Y, which is a quasi-vowel. And I have a lead of about 50 points. Can I hang on? Still 41 tiles to come. And no blanks. Just 12 points for opponent last turn. Were they simply blocking a triple-triple? Or were they leaving a 5-letter powerhouse? Well, either way, they played and have not scored massively. So, what am I going to do with this rack? And look at these triple word squares all over the board that are available. Ordinarily, a play like Oranges, you'd expect this triple word square to be taken in short order, but that hasn't happened. And now there are triple word squares all over the board. So I have Fogey, bottom left. Let me see what that scores. That's 33 points. Okay, rack leave. But can I do any better? Well, I have gone off for 36 points. YT, pretty good. Providing useful floaters for opponent. Well, only one end to come and no blanks, so row A not as dangerous as it otherwise might be. I quite like turning over tiles. I lead. Just hesitating because my lead isn't particularly huge. And this F provides a better scoring opportunity than column 8, so Fogey was 33. I think this rack leave has got to be better than TNPH. Yep, I could have an HY play next turn. Well, the Y goes well with all the triple word squares on the board, so I'm minded to play this. Now, let me just put this back because I do have the hypo prefix with GNT. Just considering the bingo options on the board, not seeing one, I am going with gone off for 36. Just the solitary vowel, of course. However, I do have scoring tiles, and a solitary vowel is so much better than no vowels, and there are vowels on the board. So, what am I going to do here? Now, I have Ormri on my rack. keeping double T, still 2 T's to come. And know how to play that. Now, what about column 15? Do I have anything through the H? No, I don't think I do. What about through the A of fawn? Do I have any WR plays? No. Gosh, this is actually quite a tricky rack to deal with. But fortunately the board's wide open, so I will be playing something. I've got math, but with 3 scoring tiles, I'm looking to play off at least 2 of them. Ormery would have played off all of them. Now, opponents played 16 points, which is great, given my lead is so slender. I hadn't really considered this F because I was expecting opponent to play there. But I think the best I've got is Frey. Let me just see what that scores as a baseline. That's 30 points with a horrendous rack leave. Nothing goes in front of YO, so opponent hasn't created anything new. I don't have anything through the G. 12 minutes on my clock. I have Toei through the O. Interesting, because look at this rack leave, it's really not bad at all. Now, although the board is wide open, it's not wide open for bingo lanes. But this isn't only a bingo-y rack, the M is a scoring tile. But 18 points as opposed to Frey for 30. Let me look a little longer. What about through the A, not getting anything big tripled? So I have Wary for 20. Definitely obstructs the F. But I feel there's something much better. What about Masty? Well, yes, 36 points, significantly better. And the W, although it's not a great tile, in the sense of being non-bingo-y, is definitely a scoring tile. And there are a ton of E's to come. So I think Masty is easily the best I've seen so far. I'm going with this. Great, that looks quite a balanced rack. I have 2 vowels, hurrah. Now, do I have a bingo with this rack? And I'm looking at the A of fawn. Well, yes, war times, but it doesn't fit. So what about the floaters in Gonov? Nothing with the G. How about the O? Miswrote. Wow, I have a bingo through that O, and surely opponent's going to be drawn to the triple word squares at the bottom or above the F and leave that alone. And that could well seal the deal. Opponent changes. Absolutely fantastic. So here we go. Miswrote for 73. Bang! And that surely is the game in the bag. 140 point lead, only 19 tiles to come. F, not a dangerous tile. Opponent is not going to triple through that in a million years. Now, I do finally have some vowels. Still all 4 L's to come. So, well, I could play spoofed to take out the 1 in 10 million chance of a bingo. Triple. Gosh, close to spoon-fed. Now, could there be a bingo with this rack? Great, opponent does the job for me, takes out column 1. Good score, 56 points. Have I celebrated too early? I lead by 90. 15 tiles to come, super non-bingo-y. But a bingo-y score could be had with the Q, so job is not done yet. But look at this, row A is nice because I've got a P for going above this I. So I have pooed for 36. Now, well, I mentioned earlier a lot of E's to come, and now they're mainly on my rack. I don't think there's a bingo here. But let me consider the available floaters. I'm not seeing a 7. What about the P? No. Wow, still 10 minutes on both of our clocks. Not seeing a bingo with the P. Nothing with or die. What about the S? That's not a bingo floater. P, already considered. H. No. Now I've got no scoring tiles and no bingo, so this is going to be a trickier rack to deal with. I've got feel bottom left, which sorts the rack out nicely. Just 11 tiles in the bag. So what if feel is blocked? Now ectozoa takes an N after it for future reference and nothing else. Look at this triple word square bottom right. Remained available for almost the entire game. And I won't be using it either. Well, not on this turn. So what if feel is blocked? Well, I could play Lee. I could play Leet, which is nice. Leet is very nice because it takes an S in front, and I've got the last S with no blanks to come. And Leet also takes out the slim possibility of opponent bingoing in column 1. Remaining pool, super non-bingo-y. Opponent wouldn't have to have a perfect set of these tiles to have a bingo. And even then, that's not going to be enough to win the game. Yeah, just 2 points for opponent. Interesting. Plays off a U, so doesn't have the Q, or has the Q with the second U, maybe setting up a spot for the Q on this double letter square. How dangerous is that? What goes after OU from the remaining pool? Just R and T. 10 tiles to come. Do I leave that alone? Well, opponent's setting up choir and quirts. I don't think I can leave that alone. Do I play off the L as well? Quite a few vowels to come, let me count. 8 out of 17. And a lot of I's, so I don't really want to turn over a lot of tiles. Duplicate I does not go well with this rack leave. Is this the play? I think it is. I'm going with this. I draw just one I. I draw a scoring tile in the F. I don't have a bingo with the P. Any available for a 9-letter play. But I don't think I have a bingo through that. Now I have thief bottom left, F-I-E-F. That would be a handy score. 8 minutes on opponent's clock. Did I block quite or choir? We'll find out shortly. And do I really not have a bingo with this rack? So there's floating P's in 2 spots, close to flea pits. Even if I had the tiles, the P's aren't available for that. What about the H? No. S not available. O-M. No. D-I. No. Column 3 is available for a 7-letter bingo ending in A. Through an R I would have Seraphile and Philares. B and G together. Not seeing anything. But the lack of bingo lanes is fine. I don't have a bingo. I don't want opponent to bingo. And I'm assured of victory. So what if thief is blocked? Do I have anything in row C? Takes an A. Diff is good. Well, I have leaf, L-E-A-F. 31 points, wow, that's good. And 34 for thief. Not seen anything great in column 15. I have fish, but that burns the S fairly cheaply. 10 points for opponent. Interesting, opponent doesn't, I don't think, has set up a Q spot. So not really sure what their aim is there. I don't feel this is something I need to block. Now, before I go with this play, what if I draw the Q? I'm burning the I. Could I be stuck with the Q? Opponent's also burnt an I, but there are two I's to come. There's a T to come for me for cat. Cat plays in row C. I'm minded to go with this. Even if the worst scenario eventuates and I'm stuck with the Q, I've still won the game. And I draw the Q. Ouch. If only I'd kept the I. Oh, how wretched. Gosh, am I going to be stuck with it? And I burnt the F for whack in column 6. And opponent's jolly close to a bingo. How irksome. Gosh, oh, an opponent does bingo. Wow. Doesn't empty the bag. There is an hour Q spot. So any reason not to play Chi? I don't think so. Where are the U's on the board? Fawn, out. One of them's on opponent's rack. And you are, so no available U's. No I's available. I am going with... Well, is opponent going out with IU? Yeah, opponent has Sui down from the S and Payu down from the P, in which case I should play off the S as well. Ah, well, no, pause. Cats for 46. Gosh, that would have been egg on face. So, and Cats has blocked Payu, and it's blocked Sui. So is there a third out for opponent with I and U? Gosh, okay, a sting in the tail, but a pleasant sting in the tail of this game. Can opponent go out with I and U? Gosh, possibly not. No, I'm not seeing anywhere. And, well, I've got sell and dive. Do I have a second out? Possibly not, but I do have sell in row H. 4 minutes on opponent's clock, 6 on mine. Can opponent block sell? No. Opponent absolutely cannot block my out. Fantastic. So, opponent just running down the clock now. Probably scanning the board looking for an out. I haven't seen one. There could be one. Yeah, opponent doesn't go out. And I have Sal for 16. And the final score, 357 for opponent, 505 for me, a winning margin of 148 points, so a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. Wow, what a game. Absolutely super fun, jolly close until right near the end. So, opponent to go first plays Ibex. Now I have Zerg for 27, which looks fine. Opponent plays Tex. And now a tricky rack. Vortex, that would have been nice for 32. What do? I play Vor for 24, retaining the S. Well, Vortex would also have retained the S and in fact used exactly the same tile, so Vortex would have been the play. Now, look at this. Giardia for opponent, doesn't see it, plays Gade, and Giardia would have played in the same column at the top. My rack and orangish is the only bingo, so delighted to spot that. It is a jolly hard one to see, especially when you're drawn to an ing word. Great rack for opponent, choice of bingos. Yeah, this was the rack where opponents took quite a while, and I think they probably were looking for something through the H. But as you can see, there is nothing. Now, I have Wending for 28, which I like. Opponent hogging the vowels, plays Nab, blocking my 9 timer. And I have Ectozoa for 73, and that, along with Uthika, was the only available bingo. But I played Ectozoa for 68, C3, making U and R, so Ectozoa did play for a few more points in row C. Opponent plays Fawn. And now I play Gone Off for 36, but N2. Wow, tricky one to see, but Typhon making CH available for 50 points. Wow, that's an awful lot. Yep, that ISE doesn't make adding up errors, so that is available and that would have blocked a play down from the F. However, I don't think Gone Off was terrible. Opponent's rack, and opponent misses a 9-timer triple of unsafely. Wow, that would have been so painful. Unsafely. 176 points. Yeah, would have given opponents a 100-point lead, and not a massively hard word to find either, but not easy all the same. And yeah, Typhon would have blocked it, so opponent plays U. I play Masty for 36, but H2. Try Martyr available through this A. Now opponent has the Q. Changes. And I have miswrote for 73, so I felt fairly comfortable at this stage. And look at this, miswrote has blocked Janglers. No other bingo available. Opponent plays Jeans. And what do? I play Pood for 36. E-Pod available for a few more points. Now, great rack for opponent. Has got Uralite and Ruralite, nowhere for either. Plays OU, so wasn't setting up a monstrous Q spot, was setting up a monstrous bingo spot, keeping retail. So I do the right thing, I think, in blocking that. Lethe playable in column 15, but I wanted to block the bingo lane. Opponent has played off the U and drawn the V. and has a bingo. E1 live trap. Wow, super difficult to see. So plays div. 5 tiles in the bag, and this is where I play thief, burning my last eye. But even supposing well, yes, if I'd kept the eye, I would have had chi top right. So I could have retained the eye. O12 by playing Aleph and Diva, and that would have been a better play. Although AELS is a better rack cleave than EIS ordinarily, in the particular circumstances of this game with an unseen cue, I think Aleph retaining the eye would have been better. Now, great bingo by opponent. I thought that chi was the best I had, but then saw cats. Now, does opponent have an out? No, they don't. Fantastic. Who would have thought that a play could have blocked Sui and Payu, but cats did exactly that. My final rack, and there's only one out, unblockable by opponent. So, what a game. Absolutely amazing stuff and great fun and some good bingos. I was delighted with every single one of mine. Orangish, Ectozoa and Miss Rota, all difficult to spot for different reasons. And they all contributed to gaining the victory, as did opponents' miss of unsafely. So that's just the way it goes, and you enjoy your luck when it flows your way. So many thanks to opponent for a good game. I hope you enjoyed watching that game. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time.